So
I'd like to mention I'm a guest here. Why should I have responsibility?
First of all,
I never asked to be on the podcast.
Listen,
all right?
Abby's the guest. You're just part of the crew.
I've been trying for a while now. So Conor McGregor released his Proper 12 whiskey, named after the area of Ireland that he was raised in. Apparently.
And only in the area of Chicago, because it's nowhere in Michigan.
Yeah, you cannot find this stuff anywhere. So BV, being a resident of Chicago, he lives down the street actually
Here, let me show the bottle.
from a really nice liquor store. What's the name? Binny's?
That wasn't where we got it.
Oh,
no.
well, then I don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, there was a place called Malloy's Finest, which is a more
Upscale?
I don't know if it's upscale, but it's smaller. It's a little bit more. I didn't check Benny's.
No,
I found
okay.
it at the first place I asked, and they had their website showed that they had a certain number in stock.
Okay.
I went into the store on the way home from work one night, and asked about it, and they said, "Well, let's go look at the shelving." And I said, "I just went to the shelf. I didn't see it there." Alphabetically, I went through. It's not there. They ended up going into the back, and literally, of all the bottles they had, that was the only one that was not being held for somebody else that already requested it.
So this is the only one.
The only one they could release. Yeah.
So BV pulled a rabbit out of his hat.
Yeah, because we could not find it here. We tried for 2 days.
Yeah, nothing.
And I've heard, and they warned me about it at the store, and little I looked about it, I looked up online. It's gotten really poor reviews.
Who cares? This is Conor
just saying.
McGregor's Irish whiskey.
You get to punch Mayweather in the face.
Yeah, dude, you can put a hole in someone's skull with this. What is wrong?
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, it could be the worst tasting swill ever.
It's going to be
This is
terrible.
from a proper Irishman.
Are you
How
guys
dare
Irish? Are you guys whiskey drinkers?
Not at all.
all the time.
I still can't wrap
disgusting.
my head around the idea that you actually drink now.
I barely do.
Well, I mean,
and it's disgusting.
for decades you were extremely adamant against the practice. So.
Yes, and then I had a kid, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah,
I can see how that might
We all start out with certain, tough rules.
So we're going to compare this to George Clooney's tequila. I should have brought that for Bill and Abby to try.
So we had the
I
Casamigas. It burned, man.
I'll
Abby's looking at me like this lightweight.
It was the Blanco, though, right?
It was Blanco.
I don't
it was
think
not
she.
Reposado.
I don't think Abby drinks Reposado.
Oh,
Actually, the one tequila I like is can't even say it, but yes.
Reposado?
Yes.
How dare you. So I'm gonna pour this. Abby, what's your favorite? I know you like a distilled spirit. What is Abby all about? What do you?
I like Santo Años tequila. If I'm drinking whiskey, I like Jameson.
That's the name of Bert's cat.
Let's see. Yeah.
So when you drink tequila, is there something you're supposed to drink with it? Is just tequila just straight, or is it supposed to be like in a mixed drink?
I prefer the mixed drinks.
The mixed drinks, yeah. There was a couple shots of tequila last time, and it was like, woo.
It was so burning.
Tequila is nasty.
This is just going to be like drinking fuel. What are you talking about?
Well, you know what, though? Irish whiskey, at least wiki. No, my experience with Irish whiskey is that it's been much smoother than your standard whiskey. Of course, I've really only had Jameson, which is pretty smooth.
Oh, my God. That's a...
You don't got to drink the whole thing.
It's a free sample. Pour half mine back in the bottle.
So what does it smell like? Does it smell like alcohol? Does it smell?
It smells like 7-Eleven gas station.
Yeah.
So you don't shoot it, but you put it in a glass without ice.
Do you want me to go get some ice? I'm
that's
sorry,
fine.
I'm calling
This is
me an
fine.
animal or something.
This
I
is
don't know.
fine.
What to do.
Usually you either just shoot it or let's give it a shot. Oh, now? Okay.
Oh, it tastes so burny.
I've had worse.
Smells like.
What'd you say, Bill?
I've had worse.
Yeah.
And what is Abby's thoughts on it?
I'm in agreement with Bill. It's not terrible, but it's not the best I've ever had either.
Yeah.
Why does it have to burn? I
would call
That's
it pretty average, but that's better than I
So
expected.
what are you a drinker of? What's a distilled spirit?
Well, I don't drink a lot either. I do enjoy cognac. For that, I drink Remy Martin. If I'm going to drink whiskey,
lightweight.
I'll drink Jameson typically, which is another Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink that much though.
Now, what we have... Ooh, this is rough.
Put hair in your
Just
chest.
so people know, we're recording this while the Notre Dame game is starting up with versus USC tonight. So if we're a little distracted, we're going to keep it on. We're going to keep it muted in the studio so we can get some updates throughout the broadcast.
I totally missed the USC touchdown here, too. So
Yeah,
USC's up 7-0.
7-0 USC. I'm
Notre Dame
always
hasn't
worried
let us-
about this rivalry stuff.
All right.
I don't think Abby's into it at all. You can say it's disgusting and hand BB back the glass.
She doesn't look too
Well, this-
excited about it.
We're going to
This is
test
just
it. We
a
might as
lot
well
of
finish
whiskey.
it, right?
I mean, I'm trying, BB.
You got
Am I
it.
the first one to drink?
You're an animal.
You know, you might. You done? You might actually find that just downing it's probably just get over with.
That's
That
what I
may be
always
the most
do.
Bernie, though.
Yeah, well, my chest is on fire, but it went down.
I mean, this is probably what a
For
double
the
shot at
record,
this point?
Steve's first.
I don't know what this is. This is
I don't know how to pour anything,
I guess this
Abby.
is-
Quit breaking my ball.
Well, I think it's usually.
Listen, Rook, pour your hooch better next time.
No.
I think when you put it in this kind of glass, it's usually 1 finger or 2 fingers, but I could be wrong.
That's two. Is that
Dude.
2 fingers?
Yeah.
After this podcast, you go and you watch Cocktail immediately, and you don't pour another drink till you watch it 3 times.
Oh my god.
Ooh, just guzzle it, Charles. Do it right now.
So here's the. I would be on the floor.
Fill the cup up
the
halfway
thing.
and guzzle it.
I don't pretend to know any. BB got through his. He did some work.
Yeah.
So I've had Makers. I've had Glenmorangie. Is that
What?
something?
I think that's.
Is that Scotch?
I think that's a Scotch.
BB's dying over there.
It was a little rough.
The worst
Well, I
part
downed it, so it was, I took what was left and just.
I mean, that is.
That's like last week. They were nibbling on that Twinkie. I just freed them out.
I
kinda-
wish I could comment and know about. I don't know anything about this. It
It
burns.
tastes like every other
I love
liquor I've
Conor
ever had.
McGregor.
I don't know.
I don't know. Man.
So you're not gonna sit up at night, watch the UFC, and guzzle some Conor McGregor?
God, he's an
hooch?
animal too. I don't know what he's doing.
Ah, man.
Were you upset about that fight?
Him versus Khabib?
Yeah.
No, I mean, the thing is, what I like about Conor McGregor is he's a great mouthpiece and he's very entertaining to watch. But at the same time, he's very honest about his performances. He's not. He's under no delusion. He's not like a Floyd Mayweather who's still trying to constantly. So, like, he still had a great thought on how that fight went, and he broke down every round and stuff. I just think it's fantastic. I just think he's one of the most entertaining fighters to watch right now.
Do you think his the high part of his career is over though?
I think that the difference between MMA and boxing is you just can't remain on top forever. Like MMA will expose your flaws so
Most
quickly.
people can't do it in boxing either.
Well,
so, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
but you
no,
can play
gotcha.
pity pat for 12 rounds or whatever it is.
Side note: November 24th, which is today, right? There's a pay-per-view of Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that. I'll be honest
You
with
ever
you.
want to watch two drunk uncles beat the crap out of each
That
other?
was like. Did you
pretty much
see?
what it
I know
is.
you follow MMA pretty well.
I do enjoy it.
Did
yeah.
you see any of the last couple?
I don't enjoy this.
You are. Come on, guzzle that.
Any
and
of the
then
last
fill it
couple-
up again.
There's no way.
Fill it to the rim and guzzle it.
You out of your mind.
Well,
I'm telling you, man.
yeah. Did you see? Any,
I
cinnamon,
can't do
cinnamon whiskey.
did you see any of
best.
the last couple Ken Shamrock fights?
No,
Like
I
the-
didn't.
like the
Is he
Machida-
doing Bellator stuff?
No, this was a
or-
couple of years ago now. He did Bellator. And his last fight I saw him with was Lyoto Machida. And and basically he got the hell kicked out of him for a few rounds, and then I think he took a kick in the arm that broke his forearm,
Okay.
and that was it. But it was one of those things like he was like pushing 50, or he was at 50.
Yeah, well-
and it's one of those things where you just it just was.
A lot of these
He
guys
wasn't-
can't turn it off, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you know for a living. Retiring is one of the hardest things for the... I mean, look at boxers. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I'm a little curious why Liddell came back, because he seemed
money,
To be,
he's got bills to pay.
He seemed to be pretty.
I mean,
Well, he
let's be
seemed to be
honest.
pretty comfortable with retirement.
Oh, my God.
Because if there's someone
is
who
your
probably
problem?
shouldn't take another
I'm
shot to the
gonna
head,
vomit
it's
right
him.
now.
Did Abby drink all hers?
I did not.
Oh, man. She passed the cup back. She doesn't want it.
I mean, you don't have to finish it, Abby. If you're not into it, I I'm not a whiskey drinker. I'm going to give it a thumbs down, but I'm going to give Conor McGregor a big thumbs up. I will proudly display it here in the studio.
Can you do like a thumbs neutral?
Yeah, in the middle. Yeah, I don't know.
I
mean,
I bet it'd be fun mixed with like Coke or Diet Coke. Or
I'm sure that Irishman would find you and stab
I
you in the
know.
heart. If
I
you
would-
said
I mean,
you'd mix
I
it
wouldn't
with
buy
Coke.
it again. But
I put Lucky Charms in it and drink it.
Oh man! So, yeah, this is
the
some
marshmallows make it.
Yeah, the marshmallows. With
I
the
wish
whiskey.
I could come up with a better review right now, other than it burns like hell, and I do not like whiskey.
yeah. I don't think it's more powerful than any other whiskey.
No.
So if,
aftertaste
so
is
if
the
that
problem.
if that burns your mouth, then any whiskey's probably going to burn your mouth.
But here's the thing: I don't think you should jump through all the hoops to find the Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
If you
I
really
wouldn't
want to drink
search it
whiskey, yeah, I think that's the
Try it. You saw
moral
the story. Thought it was
I
funny.
appreciate BB's effort. 1 for 3.
Well, it wasn't
Work on Sorbo.
It wasn't particularly cheap either. I mean, as far as whiskey, it wasn't expensive, but it wasn't.
It's $25 a bottle, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think
Yeah.
I paid 24.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, but that's about what you pay for Jameson, which is.
Is it really? I thought Jameson was.
It
way
might
more
be
than
$1
that.
or $2 more.
There's all these like different like levels.
But I
to
think
a lot
for
of
Irish
whiskeys,
whiskey,
too.
for mass produced Irish whiskey, I think that's probably